Peace and blessings, family. We better cut that down. We better cut that down. Sorry about that, family. Still twerking some of these sounds. Peace and welcome, family. Tonight, it's going to be live. Because we are live. Hey. Thank you for tuning in, family. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every one of you who took time out of your hard schedule to pay attention to what we've already talked about. And tonight we're not just going to talk, okay? We're going to update our system. We are going to update our system. And I wanted to wait a little bit. Family, I do apologize. I have my wife to vouch for me now. We have looked everywhere for this fire alarm. I cannot find it, and it is killing me. It's not killing me. But I don't like it. I wish I could rid myself of the nuisance. But until I find it, it's going to be a nuisance. So, family, we're just going to get right into it. I want to start right here. I want to start right here.
You gotta have your own. It must be ours. That's why the Palestinians are in such bad shape. They'll never be free under that system. Never. Anytime somebody can cut off your water, cut off your electricity, cut off your food, not free. So all of us that live in America, we're living somewhere that we don't control the land. If you're in the big city, they got highways running around the city that allow them access to you. They can bring you food or they can keep you from getting it. Just like they're trying to do with the Palestinians. They can cut off our water, our electricity, and they will do it. Now, if you don't control the water that comes in your community, and you...
All praise is due to Allah. I thank you, family, for paying attention to some of these videos that I post. They're here to awaken us to truth. They're here to give us the understanding of what condition we're in. Because we're in a hell of a condition. And there was a time in this country when the only way a mother could receive help was if the man was out of the house. Out of the house. Literally, there was a time. Now let that sink in. If the father was present, you got denied government welfare. But if he left, he disappeared, he got fed, that's not support. That's not policy. That was psychological warfare. So my name is Brother Yahya. This is Buried in a Shallow Grave. And I believe we're going to have a great night tonight. We have to really, really tune in and pay attention. I didn't know how I was going to open up tonight, but I wanted to bring it out original. I thank you all for who have been tuning in. And we're going to pick up where we left off. See, family, They didn't just hand out money back then. They handed out requirements. They offered survival in exchange for your silence. And for the viewer that just came in, thank you for coming in. What we're talking about tonight is a time period where black women couldn't even get help from the government unless the man was out of the house. This is just a part of history. It's something that really happened. And I was trying to download this video so I could show you a piece of that. But I couldn't get it downloaded for some reason. Maybe I need to clean up my cache or something. But anyway, family, listen. For separation and submission, they offered a little survival. They told our mothers, we'll help you, but you got to be alone. And that's how the black man went from provider to problem. And that's how the black family started sinking. Not by the black man's own doing, but by the condition, family, placed on the family that he built. They didn't just break the home. They redesigned the home. You hear me? Now I hear folks say, you're not entitled to any decent life. You're not owed anything. You can go and look in my comment sections and you will see the feedback that your little brother gets all the time. But let's slow down. Slow down for a minute. Our people were never asking for luxury. We were asking for freedom, justice, and equality. We were asking for the ability to build something and pass it down, to raise children with protection, to support them, their presence. That's what we asked for. But when the very system, family, that teaches you to survive without structure, then calls you entitled for needing a little help, that's not freedom. That's a trap. And if you go back and you look in our history, we began to wake up and realize that it was a trap. And if you stay with me on my Facebook page, I will post sometime today that is the problem. So what I'm telling you is we weren't born broken. We were engineered into disorder. We were engineered that way. Yes, some of us made it out. Some of us became lawyers and doctors, and basketball players, and football stars, and some rose above the poverty, and they didn't look back. And we thank God for every victory. But survival should not be the standard. We need a nation. We need systems, not just stories. You follow me? We need plans and not just pain. And the thing we gotta understand is we need a nation that's ready to become. That's not gonna make excuses. We need a nation that stops making struggle a personality trait. Do you understand? And so the question we gotta ask ourselves is, why did we have to climb out of a pit we didn't even dig? That may be some of your questions. When a child grows up without his father, they don't just lose their parent. They lose protection. They lose guidance. They lose identity. And what did they give us instead of that? Welfare with no wealth. Independence with no infrastructure. Freedom with no father. This is fact, family. That's not living. That's limbo. And we played limbo long enough. And we're the ones left to explain the effects of policies we did not write. So tonight, and we're gonna have to break this up into two parts, because I want to go live again later tonight. Late. I want to finish this late tonight. Because I found out a lot of my people get off work around 6:30, and my time is around 1 o'clock. So anytime after 1:30, I'm ready to go. But I think we're gonna switch it up. So I just want to say, family, I thank you all for tuning in, and we're gonna pick right up where we left off. Give me 1 second, family. Thank you once again, family. So like I said, family, tonight, it's more than remembering. We can't heal a system we're too afraid to name. We cannot heal a system we are too afraid to name. We got to name it. And we can build a new one. We can build a new one if we're still living by the blueprints they left us. This class, this conversation, it's not about blame, it's about blueprint. They removed the father. They called our struggle independence. They sold our pain as policy. This was the system of yesterday. But we are not victims. Those of us who know the truth, we coming out of victimhood and into the building stage. Okay? We have been victims of a heinous crime, but we no longer have to stay victims. We can go on to build. And we're done renting. We got to start making up our mind that we're done with renting our mind to systems that profit off the pain. You hear me? Gotta stop. From here on out, family, we define what family means. That's what we gonna do. We design what freedom feels like. And we protect what they try to take. Welcome to the resurrection class, where we update the system one truth at a time, okay? One truth at a time. And like I said, family, I'm not going to be long on this live, but consistency is key. I thank my followers. I thank my subscribers. I have a wonderful message that I want to deliver, but I think I want to do it a little later in the evening. And I want to change my setup so that I'm in a different scene, and I'll tune back. But this one was good. We're gonna continue to enlighten you on, we're gonna continue to enlighten you on how to create your own system. We've got to get you under the understanding that there are systems out there already built for you to be a part of. They're all over the world, in all forms and shapes and sizes. And it's up to you to figure out if you're going to be a part of somebody else's system, or you're going to grab hold of the guts that it takes to build a system of your own. There's no need in us hoping. Hope alone is not going to build a system. Hope is good. It has its place. But we've been hoping too much. We are just full of hope. We have hope. Hope is good. But we must begin to think about putting our hope and action together. You think about this, man. Now that we've uncovered the structure they used to divide us with, that was just one. Let's shift in how to build systems that unite us. Because it's not enough to expose the trap. We must create the blueprint for freedom. We're going to continue to enlighten you on how to create your own. And we're talking about system creation. Okay, system building. Not a borrowed one, but your own. Rooted in something true, guided by your vision, and designed to last. That's business. And in business, I was taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, business is warfare. And so you have to have a foundation for your system to have a foundation of your system, your own system, to stand on, to believe in, things that you will do in your system, things that you won't do, disciplines that you build, vision. What do you want to see grow? Not just you, for sure, right? And it's not just for you, is it? But for someone that you love, right? Your people. What are your values? What do you actually value? What principles won't you break or bend, no matter the money? You might not think this matters, but to any good business, you have to have principles. What tool or business will carry your mission forward? Huh? How will your system speak? Will it heal? Will it build? Will it teach? Think about it, man. Every successful system starts with these four things. And these are just practical building blocks. For any good business, you got to know how to create a daily habit that feeds your purpose. Your purpose. And you need to know how to identify a skill that you have, a skill set that solves a problem for other people. For other people. You got to have it. You want that. You need it in business. You got to organize your thoughts into written steps. Because what you don't know is, not only is that a plan, tactics that you've built around your strategy, but it is also an investment. What you write down today, you can use for collateral tomorrow. So we know we got to build a structure. And it's got to be around your strength, right? You don't want to put something weak out there. You want something strong, something that you believe in. Turn that structure into a service, a product, or teaching. Make a teaching module out of it. You don't need permission to do this. You don't need validation. You need a system. And a system that builds and not tears down. A system that reflects your mind, healed and clear. You're going to need this in your building. These are building blocks. And remember this, family. They used systems to enslave you long ago. And all I'm trying to show you is that the new way, I'm telling you, just sit back and watch. We must use our systems to resurrect our people in some way. So from this point forward, we're not begging for a space at somebody else's table. We're here to build our own. We're building our own. This is the resurrection class. And thank you for tuning in. If I could enlighten you on anything else, I would say this to you. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep asking. Keep learning. Keep building. And I promise you, we'll keep resurrecting the truth, me and you, together. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be doing this. And I'm going to drop my ebook in the comment section. And I thank each and every last one of you who have tuned in and who listen and who are growing. And I pray for peace and power over you and your family. This is Brother Yaya with another episode of Buried in a Shallow Grave. If you didn't get to see this live, family, I will repurpose it later. I think I'll end up going live again somewhere around 10 o'clock.